people work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming to work in the morning and enjoy working. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is a disaster. If something's important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is a failure. I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. I think it matters whether someone has a good heart. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. Great companies are built on great products. People should pursue what they're passionate about. That will make them happier than pretty much anything else. When I was in college, I wanted to be involved in things that would change the world. Rockets are cool. There's no getting around that. Any product that needs a manual to work is broken. Really, the only thing that makes sense is to strive for greater collective enlightenment. I think life on Earth must be about more than just solving problems. It's got to be something inspiring, even if it is vicarious. We're already cyborgs. Your phone and your computer are extensions of you, but the interface is through finger movements or speech, which is very slow. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. When Henry Ford made cheap, reliable cars, people said, "Nah, what's wrong with a horse?" That was a huge bet he made, and it worked. If I'm not in love, if I'm not with a long-term companion, I cannot be happy. If humanity doesn't land on Mars in my lifetime, I would be very disappointed. The factory is the machine that builds the machine. Life is too short for long-term grudges. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. I would like to die on Mars. Just not on impact. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. I think you should always bear in mind that entropy is not on your side. I think there should be regulations on social media, to the degree that it negatively affects the public good. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better, and question yourself. Self-driving cars are the natural extension of active safety and obviously, something we should do. It's very important to like the people you work with. Otherwise, your job is going to be quite miserable. If we drive down the cost of transportation in space, we can do great things. I will never be happy without having someone. Going to sleep alone kills me. I think we have a duty to maintain the light of consciousness, to make sure it continues into the future. I do love email. Wherever possible I try to communicate asynchronously. I'm really good at email. When I was a child, there's one thing I said: I never want to be alone. That's what I would say. I don't want to be alone. I say something, and then it usually happens. Maybe not on schedule, but it usually happens. I think we are at the dawn of a new era in commercial space exploration. Tesla is here to stay, and keep fighting for the electric car revolution. I wouldn't say I have a lack of fear. In fact, I'd like my fear emotion to be less because it's very distracting and fries my nervous system. The key to making things affordable is design and technology improvements, as well as scale. Man has the power to act as his own destroyer, and that is the way he has acted through most of his history. I'm a Silicon Valley guy. I just think people from Silicon Valley can do anything. I don't spend my time pontificating about high-concept things. I spend my time solving engineering and manufacturing problems. I had so many people try to talk me out of starting a rocket company. It was crazy. You could warm Mars up, over time, with greenhouse gases. I do think there should be some regulations on AI. In the early days of aviation, there was a great deal of experimentation and a high death rate. I just want to retire before I go senile, because if I don't retire before I go senile, then I'll do more damage than good at that point. If you think back to the beginning of cell phones, laptops, or really any new technology, it's always expensive. I'm reasonably optimistic about the future, especially the future of the United States, for the century, at least. Thanks for watching.